It's the NFL on EA Sports, and this defense features Micah Parsons.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Mozzie Smith, he fought through to record the sack. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to him.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one, and their script said put the quarterback down and do it fast.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
He got touchdowns. I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. Obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Here's Lance to throw it. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. Now 2nd and 9. Hurts sets up to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. breaks through the contact. And some room to roam now. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. On play action, Lance. Left side to Lamb. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Dixon to about the 48-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. And Lance now to throw. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. Here's Lance. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Shotgun now for Lance. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is right through. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Hurts. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. From the gun, it's Lance. And he's got his man in stride, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So from the 37, here's 2nd and a couple. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Rose. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. The Cowboys at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 24 carries, 79 yards.
It's a very nice winning streak that they're on, and they've really seen this offense come into its own as a unit. And one of the keys is that the ground game has been established, and it's keeping the defense honest near the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that leads to huge games for him. Other times, he plays a complementary role to someone else. But however it's getting done, they're winning week after week.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Throwing now is Lance. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. You look at this Eagle defense. They're slightly better than average against the run, number 14 in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
On 3rd down, Rose. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And this one is right down the middle. And they're able to double their lead in this 1st half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's #1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. In motion left goes Smith. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Throwing is Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Hurts going to give this to Shipley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef, that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense...
Hurts fumbles it. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 15. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been doing it through the air and on the ground to start the season. Currently leading the NFL in rushing yards by a quarterback here in the month of September. And Lance going to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Up the middle they go. It's Rose. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Rose. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Now a play fake. Lance. A throw left sideline falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Rose. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. Taken down at the 30.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Off of play action, here's Lance. Wide open receiver complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys are able to add on to that lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen, ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. Brown goes in motion left. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Micah Parsons in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. That is caught. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. On 2nd and 9, Hurts. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula. Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused. Barkley hit and the ball pops free. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Following the fumble recovery, Lance over the middle, complete. It's Franklin. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 23, here's 2nd and 2. Now Lance on the option right. And he stopped immediately there. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Lance. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th. Here's Matt Ariza now. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far. Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit. Maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment. Still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Finding room in midfield, and he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another try after the 1st down sack. Hurts throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too. The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones
have been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Lance to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now Lance. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ferguson. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And this is off the left upright, and it comes back. It's no good. So we are at half. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And the numbers have looked good this season. Case in point right here. He is up there among the NFL leaders in TD passes. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. From the 29, here's the 2nd and 4. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Lance looking to throw it. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Franklin. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd and a couple. Now Lance on the bootleg. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Lance. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 20-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got it. And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. He'll try again. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball on a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Well, the Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's complete to Shipley. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. And incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
In motion left comes Brown. Hurts. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. I don't know, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches,
up a little bit.
Just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84. And on the board, Michael Jordan had written, "Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight." He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Here's Lance. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down. Throwing now is Lance. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. And Lance now to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Straight ahead, Shipley. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And he's able to get it out of there. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. On play action, Lance. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. And Lance going to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Again, they'll throw it with Lance. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Trey Lance, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Aubrey good with a PAT, and it is 28-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Trey Lance taking it in himself to cap the drive with a touchdown run. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration.
Hurts fumbles it. It's picked up by the Cowboys, and his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Up the middle they go. Dixon. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That'll be caught by Shipley. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Hurts to throw. And this is going to be dropped. Oh, my gracious. There was no one in his area code, but he could not hang on to it. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Throwing is Hurts. Over the middle to Smith. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Back to throw again. This short throw caught by Goddard. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 2nd and goal, here's an option play left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Eagles are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. The Cowboys offense and CeeDee Lamb ready to take over once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense, as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. Play action, now it's Lance. Rolling to his left. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the 1st down. They'll try the left side. Dixon. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Dixon. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Here's Lance to throw it. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So nothing doing there, and that'll bring up 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And that is no good. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A quick throw there is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll give it to Shipley. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They'll run on 1st down. Dixon. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Lance. And this one quickly to Lamb. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 3rd down and 1. Now a handoff up the middle. Dixon. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 9 yards on the run there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, Dixon. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Hurts sets up to throw it. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the 1st down due to the previous penalty. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. One final shot. They'll look to throw. A throw out wide going to be incomplete. This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute, both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for the Cowboys, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And